what happened last time? You found the package, missing parcel. You tried to convince some kobolds that, well, first of all, you had to get rid of the um, basilisk. Yes. And an epic battle, mythic stories will be spun around this encounter. And then afterwards, you had to convince some kobolds to give up their loot, which was the well-packaged parcel containing the various delivery items that, what's her name? Oloria had asked you to retrieve. And once you got back to Oloria, she immediately went back to business essentially and asked you to deliver the items to their recipients as she prepares to send a note to Absalom to inform possible relations and relatives of the deceased carrier that that she's been the victim of a monster. So, well, that's what heroes do, right? Bringing packages from A to B. And you decided to go to the closest recipient first, which ended up being Magaloy, the brewer and apparently part-time alchemist who runs the Crow's Casks in town. And she was very happy to finally get her delivery of some spicy peppers that she immediately used to concoct a, very novel tonic, of which she gave you a sample. And, all right, and then she goes on. As you pocket the two samples of her capsaicin tonic, she says, "You know what? You seem to be quite capable, I have to admit. And there is actually another ingredient that I would just love to have. I've been asking around town if anybody could help me with it, but it's just that people just seem to be too busy most of the time. So I'm looking for rare mushrooms. They're called copper cap mushrooms, and it's another let's call it a little bit of an experimental beverage. They grow. I know where they grow. They grow near Slab Hill. It's just like about an hour northwest of town. It's you can't really miss it. It's like this mound. It's like a round mound with several large stones on top of it, or resting along its sides. Um, it's just, yeah, that's where they grow, and I would love to have some of them. Do you think you could do me a favor and just get me a couple? I mean, I'll share the spoils with you.
My friend, doing favors is the business we do best. So,
I
no,
know you do.
just sit tight and we'll see what we can do as soon as we finish our delivery, of course.
Great. That's great to hear. Thank you so much. And then I'll actually, I think, and then I should probably start with the yeast. And she starts to mumble and walk towards her utensils and tools to start some sort of brewing process.
Um, okay, maybe we can go drop off the other packages before we go on a different errand.
Yeah, I think it would be the best for. It would be the professional thing to do,
Yes.
even though we are not professional errand boys.
Correct. So yeah, so we've you already delivered Magaloy's delivery. Then there is Clor to Hengis, who you can usually found at the Giant's Wheel or its loading chute. That's that lumber construction over there. There is Abanye, who you already visited, and I believe that's that. Yeah, those
these,
three.
I think we can start with Abani.
I mean, did we even find anyone in there? Because I think the shack was abandoned, no?
No, you freed him, remember?
Oh, I forgot.
That's suspicious. No, that shack has always been empty. Sure, sure, Melchis. Okay, so you want to head out to visit Abanya again?
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, his little cottage is just outside of Otari. It's already a lot better than the last time you were here. He's been obviously busy cleaning it up. That rotten garlic stink is. If you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't smell it again. But just last time, it was so overpowering that it still kind of brings back that memory, so it creeps up into your nose. But it's most of it is certainly gone. And yeah, he's busy getting rid of the chaos that those shambling stinkweeds have caused. And as you approach, he salutes you and he says, "Ah, you're back. Did you, by any chance, bring those herbs with you?"
As it so happens, we did. And I suppose at this point we'll have to go through the packages and pick what the ones that marked to be delivered to him.
All right. So you hand him the little parcel, and he opens it and says, "Oh yeah, you should give this a smell, but certainly better than those stinkweeds," he says, and he carefully unwraps it and picks up one of those leaves that are inside the package, and he gently rubs it between his fingers, and then he holds it towards you, and he says, "Smell this. It's straight from Thuvia, I believe."
Melchis, with a practiced gesture, he will like wave the smell towards him with his hand instead of smelling it directly.
Yeah. Which is an understandable precaution, but it's actually a very pleasant smell. It's like herbal with a hint of citrus almost to it. It's a very, very pleasant smell. And Abanya seems very happy about it. He says, "Oh, this is just fantastic. I've been waiting for these for a long time. I believe I pay you, or do I pay Oloria?"
You receive from us, you pay to us, of course.
Okay. Sure. Just hold on, and I'll get you your payment. And he says, and disappears in his cottage, and he comes right back out. And then he says, as he steps out, he holds up a hand and says, "You know what? I have something extra for you." And he goes back inside, and then he comes back out, and he hands you 5 gold pieces. And then he also hands you a what looks like a feather, like the feather of some exotic bird. And he explained, "Yeah, I want you to have this. I've never had any use for it really, but it's a marvelous little trinket." And he explains how to use it. And you can read the description yourself, that if you activate it, it transforms into a small sparrow that waits on your finger for you to relay a message up to 1 minute in length, along with the name and rough location of a recipient. And then the bird flies to deliver it.
Can you see that somewhere?
It's in the should be in the chat.
You click it in the chat and it will show you a description. Yeah, Melchis will probably pass the feather to Keen Marrow, saying, "Well, my dear, you seem to be going on very well with birds, so one more should not make a difference."
Yes. She takes the feather and kind of holds it right up to her nose, sniffs in, and then she just takes it and tucks it into. I imagine she kind of has this kind of wild tangled mane that's maybe a little bit like dreaded, and she just tucks it into a dread of her mane.
Very nice. Oh, it looks great on you, he says. You have to remind me because I really forgot if I missed it last time. Did he already give you a scroll after you freed him?
I think so because I remember
Let me see
it
if I
being
have it in
fed
my
to Gorgorka.
Right, you're right. Yes. You ripped it
Oh,
up
yeah.
and you go Gorka.
I don't
That's
have it in my inventory because I fed it tonight.
obviously your bird ate it. Okay, yeah, great. Then
Which one was that? Was that a scroll of
Resist fire.
resist energy fire. Yeah.
resist? Okay, good. Resist energy. Got it. Yeah, I have it. In fact, I have it prepared right.
Nice. Right, because it's been long enough. Is that how it works? Like it takes a day or something after you.
Yeah, it takes I think an hour for the familiar to digest it.
Cool. It's kind of a good thing that because the scroll is specifically for resist fire, but then when you learn or when you teach it to the,
Right, you learn the
it just becomes generic resist energy.
yeah.
It's a good added value here. All right, so yeah, when Keen does that with her hair, Abani says, "Oh, it suits you really nicely." Well, thank you again, and I'll make sure to let Oloria know that she's got some good help on her hands. I guess you don't have time to help me with this, he says, and he gestures to all the remaining, rotting organic matter and chaos in his cottage.
Well, maybe after we finish the deliveries.
Sure. Maybe later, he says, and gives you a wide grin and gets back to work. All right.
I would
That
suggest
just leaves
using fire, but
the log shoot guy.
yeah.
And just make sure everyone to get the share of the gold, since we're not tracking a group thing, 125 each.
And here Melchis thought everyone will forget. Okay, let's share then. So do we share for 3 or for 4? Like for 4.
For 4, I guess Gris is here.
Gris is here, yes. Gris is just a little quiet today.
Yeah, no.
Gris tapped her foot, kind of crossing her arms and looking at Melchis.
Am I not here?
I completely forgot about you. What's happening with my memory today? It must be my age. No.
All right.
I've been running a shop for some time now, and the one thing I completely forgot how to do is how to divide 5 gold pieces to 4 people.
Well, it's a total of. It's 5. He just gave us 5, right?
Yes, he gave us 5.
Did we get paid by Magaloy?
Well, 15. I had it written.
10 GP before, 5 now.
Yep.
So we did get 5 before?
Yes.
We got 10 before.
Oh, we got 10 before. Okay, I'm
10
sorry.
split 4 ways, so that's 2-5 each, and now 5 split 4 ways, 125 each.
Okay.
I remember that it's just 10 of one denomination makes the higher denomination, so it's 1, 2, 5. 1 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper.
Got it. 1, 2, 5. Right, inventory.
All right. Cool. So you head over to the giant wheel. And we haven't actually had a chance to talk about the Giant's Wheel and that particular feature of Otari yet. Even though, I mean, your characters have spent quite some time in town, and this is probably the most iconic landmark in Otari. You can see it from afar. It's an ingenious invention. It's the entire reason why Otari, as we know it today, is even in existence and prospering. Because the giant's wheel and the loading flume. So there's this long wooden chute that comes down to take lumber in from from the where it's cut in the woods, and then there's a giant water wheel that is 30 feet in diameter, and it generates the torque that is needed to power a mechanized lumber mill, and it turns the treadmill that transports the cut logs then as well. So it's truly an engineering feat. No magic involved, as far as you know, as far as you can tell, and as far as Detect Magic would tell you. It's truly just engineering, and just very impressive. It's also, of course, very noisy with the grinding and churning and the whining of the saws and the clattering of the loading rams. And even at night, the sounds coming from the giant's wheel and the loading flume can be heard in town. But it's something you just kind of get used to living in Otari, and it fades in the background. It's just kind of always there, but you learn to ignore it. You make your way over there and ask around, like having to raise your voice, of course, to get over the noise of this lumber operation here. You grab the first worker you can find, and you ask for Cleric, who you know is the foreman, so everyone should know where to find him, and they point you towards him. You see this quite impressive, immense, muscular half-orc, short, blunt tusks. He's bellowing orders, apparently effortlessly out-yelling those sometimes deafening sounds from the machinery to tell people what to do. And as you catch his attention, he walks over and he says, What is it? What do you need from me? You come to buy some lumber, or you looking to sell?
Johnny is going to lift up the little pouch.
What's that?
Delivery!
Oh, it's here. Oh, I didn't even expect it would get here anymore. And he continues to just yell over as if he, doesn't mind the noise at all. He just goes, there was a package on its way for me. I have no idea what's inside. Just give me that, please.
And John puts it in his palm.
Yeah, he kind of he's the kind of person who is with every movement is kind of rough. So he just yanks it from your hand. He says, "I'm really curious about this," he said, and unwraps it, and he looks at it, and he starts belly, his whole belly. What's it called? Sorry.
Belly laugh.
Yeah, a nice belly laugh that is even louder than his yelling voice, and he this is hilarious, and he shows you what it is, and it's a couple of pins. It's kind of funny that you have no idea what he thinks is so hilarious about it. And he says, "You know what these are?"
Do we know what these are?
Give me a knowledge. What is it? Society, I think, is the proper. What used to be local.
Well, I have society. Do I need to do it publicly?
Sure.
Finally, a strong check for Melchis.
Yeah, it's a very strong check actually, but both of you do recognize what they are in general, and Melchis, you even recognize something more specific about them. So both Keen and Melchis, you recognize them as they're kind of trophies that the gladiators who fight in Absalom's Aeroreum, which is essentially a coliseum in Absalom where gladiatorial battles are being fought, not necessarily to the death. Actually, I think not at all to the death if it involves sentient creatures.
Not anymore.
And it's right, and it's yeah. So you would usually get this kind of pin when you beat one of your opponents. And Melchis, you might even recognize these pins themselves. Some of them are actually from quite famous gladiators that have had, you know, many wins, even against like really monstrous creatures. And yeah, so he shows them to you and he says, "You know what these are?"
And Melchis then will just raise eyebrows in appreciation. It's like, well, I can't be sure, but...
And then you point at each individual one, saying, "That should be."
Well,
you
actually,
know,
I don't think Melchis will point it out, but I think he will just say that are those from Absalom?
Oh, okay. So you try to.
He will try to not like reveal his complete recognition of this.
All right. So what he then says, these are a joke. He says, and he puts them away. That's from a past long ago. Friend of mine just. That's really funny. I didn't think I'd see these again. Anyway, I believe I owe you some gold, he says, and he like reaches for his pouch and he counts out 5 gold pieces and hands them to you. And then he says like, "Thank you," and turns around. And as you realize that it's time for you to leave now, he all of a sudden turns around again and he says, "Actually, if you have a minute, I think I'd like to talk to you for a second here." And he says, "Let's go somewhere a little more private." And he leads you to one of the office buildings, and you get inside in one of the offices, and even in here it's hardly much quieter than outside. So and also his voice doesn't change at all. He's still just yelling, even though he could speak at a normal volume at this point. And he says, "So, I don't know if you saw, but we have a problem with the flume. There's some scorching in some places, and I suspect it's arson. And to cut straight to the chase, I'd like to hire you. You seem to have your act together, from what I hear around town. So, stake out the flume, find out what's going on, and get paid. In fact, I'd like to offer you a rare prize. I'm willing to give you one of my magic hatchets that I used to use. You know, I actually used to be a gladiator. And if you uncover the source of this maybe the sabotage, and put a stop to it, one of them is yours." And he points over his shoulder to hatchets hanging on the wall. "So what do you say?" And he reaches out his hands.
Why good sir, you may have heard, but staking out strange places for strange occurrences seems to be our calling in this town. I think we would be only gladly to help you with this favor.
"Great! I guess we have a deal then," he says, and he puts out his hand, waiting for somebody to shake it.
And at this point, Melchis will turn to his party, and he will like ask, "Well, do we have a deal?"
Yeah.
Keen, I imagine while this is happening, Keen goes over to the wall to look very carefully at the hatchet. Can she try to identify it? She has quick identification, so it only takes her a minute.
A minute? Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess so. So would that involve a check still?
Yeah, I still have to make an identify check. Identify magic.
All right, go for it.
So, yeah, so while they're talking, she just wanders over, kind of gives it a sniff, and starts eyeing the hatchet. Where the heck is my check? Just gonna make an occultism check. I'll make it private. Because in theory, she doesn't, you know, even if she critically fails, she could misidentify it.
Right, she could tell you, it's not even magic. No, but she recognizes it. It's covered in various runes. Most of them are ornamental, but you do spot a striking rune on there. So yeah, it's a +1 striking hatchet.
Yeah.
She just kind of looks back over her shoulder and she says,
This weapon will make a worthy addition to our arsenal. I agree.
Yeah.
It always served me well, he says.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, I guess.
Yeah, at this point, Melchis will shake his hand with a smile.
Although I'll give you the other one. No. Yeah, so you shake his hand, and of course he's the kind of person that just squeezes your hand ridiculously hard for no good reason. Says, "All right." And yeah, and then he describes to you how to find the spots that he was talking about.
I'm sorry, what was that?
And then he describes to you how to find those spots that he mentioned, where he saw scorching along the flume, so that you know where you can start your investigation.
and he asked us to stake it out, right?
Yeah, figure out what's going on and ideally put a stop to it.
Okay.
Well, arson seems like a higher priority than mushroom picking.
There is a need to clean up Abanye's house as we agreed, and to look for mushrooms as we agreed. We did make those promises first. However, one must consider what is best for the entirety of the pack here. This flume keeps these people fed and working.
And besides, in all fairness, Abanya made that mess himself, so he probably should clear it out.
Don't we also have another package to deliver to the farm?
I think that was it. No?
Nope, the farm you just kind of that
Yeah,
was
the
you
farm
just
was
ran
by
into.
itself.
Oh, I thought they also wanted.
No, the farm was just on the way to trying to catch up with the courier.
Got it. Okay.
Never mind. Very well. If we are quick here, we can also go to help the others.
And Keen will start inspecting the area that we're shown.
Okay. So you want to head on out there?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So you walk up the flume, and yeah, it's he wasn't kidding. There are a couple of spots where you see some scorching. There's like the heavy timber like poles that hold up the flume are scorched in some spots, not just in one location. It is kind of, well, let's see. Does anybody have some skill that might help you identify like more about this scorching?
I have trained in crafting.
Tracking, did you say?
Crafting.
Crafting. Yeah. Does anybody have any lore that might be helpful?
Keen is very curious as to whether this is magical. It might have been caused by magic. She is trained in Arcana and she's expert in occultism. I don't know if either of those would help. She doesn't have any lore that's specific to this, though. Gris has alcohol lore, so I suppose if it was caused by burning alcohol, maybe she would know.
Of course, with alcohol lore. Yeah, so...
Or fair lore, maybe? If it's something of a military tactic or something?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, try the warfare lore, try the crafting, and try the what was it? Occult, I think.
Hmm.
Ah, sorry. Arcane. Arcana, not occult. Wait, yeah. That's better. All right, so John, yeah, you don't really. I mean, it doesn't look like it was connected to some sort of military operation, because then it would be larger scale, probably. Malchus, you do notice that it's kind of like if that if those poles, those beams would have burned through, it would have definitely severely impacted the flume. Probably would have like broken off, and water would have just drained from it, which would definitely grind the entire lumber operation to a halt for some time until it's fixed. Keen, you spot that it's like it looks like it was really hot fire that burned for quite some time, but not directly on the pole, maybe almost as if it was just right next to it. And you kind of put two and two together, and you feel like this could actually have been a hellhound, just like the one you've encountered not too far ago,
Hmm.
not too long ago.
Just as I suspected.
And she'll share that with the others.
It seems that we have either an infestation of hellhounds or someone who is directing them.
Okay, that certainly makes it much more serious than just some prank, and I think we indeed will have to stake it out, or maybe and like Melchis will cast a glance around, maybe even track that thing to its lair, to take a more proactive stance on this.
So, did you say you want to look for tracks?
Yes, Melchis actually wants to see if he can locate any sort of tracks to.
Keen will try to aid him.
I take it would be survival.
He does not aid him.
I'm just waiting for the call out or the skill check.
No, just roll your check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you're not sure if it's just bent. They actually tried to hide their tracks, which seems unusual for a hellhound to do something like that. But it seems like that there's somebody made sure that you can't track who or whatever passed by here.
How far is this spot that we're at from the like the main mill, the main part of the lumber mill? Like, are we right next to the main buildings, or are we like further away?
You're further away. You're like 20 minutes, half hour out of town.
Oh, okay. So we took quite a walk.
Yeah, it was a bit of a walk to get here.
Okay.
While all this is happening, can we attempt to recall knowledge on hellhounds?
Sure. That would be knowledge arcana, nature, religion, or any sort of lore you have that's more specific. Oh wait, can I? No, I can't. Can I? No, I 14. Nope. Nope.
I. Oh, okay.
No,
I
I.
know so much about hellhounds.
Yeah.
And all of it is wrong.
Um. Yeah. So basically, John and Keen, you only know like old wives' tales about hellhounds, various origin stories. And Melchis, you know some more practical knowledge about them, but actually you've already encountered them, so
Yeah,
the
maybe
others also have
experiencing them
learned.
firsthand. Yeah.
They have a breath weapon, so they can actually breathe fire occasionally. They are quite strong. They have strong jaws that can harm you, not just with the physical piercing damage, but also with fire and evil damage. Which means that good creatures are somewhat resistant, but even just the fire and the physical damage is brutal. And yeah, they can see in the dark, not just because not just because they're on fire, but because they can actually see in the dark. Um, they are still basically animals, though, so it is odd, Melkus. It does strike you as odd that you wouldn't be able to see that they've been here. It's that they definitely would not have been smart enough to cover their tracks like this.
Yeah. So, after relaying this information and remembering our previous encounter with those things, it's Melchis then will consider like out loud that, well, considering that these things, even though they're fiends, they're still not really that intelligent. So there must be a guiding hand behind that beast somehow, so, which well would explain why it is targeting the mill so precisely, and well, why it appears in the middle of, well, not in the middle of the town, but in Otari so suspiciously often now. So I guess what we'll make a stakeout after all.
Question mark?
Yeah, we could try to construct some sort of disguised shelter, like a hunting lodge or tent.
Did we get a sense from the orc how long ago this incident occurred?
That he noticed it?
Yeah.
Just over the last few days, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so he can't pinpoint it to like it was there this day but not that day. He just
No,
noticed it.
no, they don't check every section flume that regularly. So he thinks that it can't be older than a week because that's how regularly they would check it.
Okay. And it looks like, from what we can tell, it looks like it was a single incident. It doesn't look like somebody came here multiple times, or that the burns were made at different points in time or something.
Yeah, well, it kind of like if you think about sabotage, it kind of looks like it's a job that wasn't finished.
Hmm.
Somebody will be back to finish the
Can you
job.
hear me?
Yes.
Good evening. You're
Hello.
almost
Hello.
All right. So do you want to stake out this section or what's the plan?
Yeah, I think we will. I mean,
The only thing I'm debating is if we want to like go back and handle some of the other chores first, because I'm thinking nobody will probably come here during the day, but I don't know what time of day it is either. So
Getting later. It's like sometime in the afternoon at this point.
I guess we might as well just stake it out then.
All right, Sam. Opinion?
Yeah, good for me.
All right. So you're settling in. What does it look like? Like, do you just kind of hang out there, or do you want to hide in the bushes? Or
Yeah.
I
If there
vote
is
for hiding in the bushes.
if there's
you
a
know,
vantage point or something.
well, the flume is definitely the it rushes way too quickly, so that you can't really hide in there. So yeah, but it's easy enough to like. There's the woods are nearby. There's definitely a lot of foliage and cover so that you can easily hide. So why don't we move actually to the map and you can decide for yourself where you want to hide. Oh, and Anthony, I don't think you were here for that. I realized, or I learned, that PF2E has, and it's only Pathfinder, it's not Foundry, has a way to cycle through tokens that are stacked on top of each other.
Oh,
Where you just hover over the stack of tokens and then you hit the Z key, and you should be able to cycle through the tokens on that.
God, that's so useful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so go ahead and
Hello,
move.
do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you
Can you
hear
hear
us?
us? Apparently you cannot. Nope, you cannot.
Yes, I can hear you. No, I
Oh,
can
you
hear
can.
you, but my internet, yeah, my internet is being super slow.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, let's hope that it'll be
Shutting down literally everything that isn't Firefox and Discord.
all right. Okay, so just to
it's loading.
just to bring you up to speed, you have delivered two more the remaining two packages. You got a little reward for the first.
Do we have an idea of who might be doing this sabotage? Because hellhounds don't just, appear out of nowhere. And
Right.
logging and those kind of things are like the lifeblood of Otari. So whoever's doing it, it's no small act of vandalism.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so far you have not have any clues as to who might be um pulling the strings here. Yeah, I don't know. Are there any alchemical items or something that people?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. I'm wondering if there might, like, even if there's a potion of fire resist or something that might be helpful.
Unfortunately, I have only my the Richard mutagen on me out of alchemical items.
I do have one casting of resist elements that I happen to have prepared, but that's my only one for the day. So
I think we just stick to the strategy of hit him hard and hit him a lot.
1 minute after
Mm-hmm.
you glow. Might Magaloy sell any potions of fire resist?
Well, let me see what Magaloy has to sell. Crow's Cask. Crow's Cask, where are you?
We actually have a little. We have a little bit of gold now. We might actually be able to gear up a little.
So I looked. There's frost vials, which are like the equivalent of alchemist's fire. So it's 3 GP for the basic one that does 1d6 cold damage.
Okay, so Magaloy sells minor, lesser, and moderate healing potions, invisibility potion, a potion of leaping, a potion of lesser resistance, a potion of water breathing, and a green wormling breath potion.
Beautiful.
That's what he's currently selling.
Lesser resistance, is that's elemental resistance?
5 resistance against a single damage type for 1 hour. So either acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sonic.
Okay, so and those are 3 gold.
Those are 45 gold pieces.
Oh no, those are not 3 gold. Those are 11. Is it worth investing in one of those, do you guys think, or should we just skip it and you know,
I'm not sure we
face
can
bash
afford 45 gold.
until we win?
I can cast resist energy once.
Okay.
Yeah, I think-
We can get the frontliners at least buffed up against that. Okay.
Yeah.
At the very least, how many? Is there like one spot where the burn marks are, or are they spread out?
But there are like they're in various places, but there's one particular spot where they're bigger. It looks like maybe the hellhounds stuck around you for longer, so that seems like the main spot to keep an eye on. But the others are nearby, so you would be able to see.
Okay.
Keep an eye on all of them.
Then Keen's is gonna buy some caltrops. And oh shoot, I just had them up. Where did they go? Caltrop. They are 3 silver pieces, so she's gonna get like 4 bags of them, so she can cover like a 10-foot square. And she's gonna try to put them in the 10 feet around that one burn area, and then once all that's done, she's going to take up her hiding position. I guess she'll also try to like she's trying to hide the caltrops and hide our own presence here if we can, just so that any saboteurs who come won't be suspicious, and then she will eventually just hide out as well.
Okay. Do you want to put the caltrops down and like somehow mark the squares that you put them in?
Yeah. Can you ping where the
that would
sabotage spot is there and there?
Area. Those 4 essentially. This one.
There's 4. Okay. Well,
My character sheet open. I couldn't see. Where is it?
These 4 here. Do you see my cursor?
No, I think there's something wrong with my founder because I can't even zoom out.
Okay. Oh, do you see the?
I'll use my imagination.
All right. Yeah. So you can kind of see this like path. That's
yeah.
So and where it
Like
goes
all
under.
along that path.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. In that case, she's gonna maybe she realizes it's an even larger area. She's gonna put down a lot of caltrops. And I'll draw in like where she thinks it's appropriate to drop them. She'll kind of do it like this. So if they come from either side.
All right. Got it. Okay.
And so it's 6 caltrops. That's 18 silver pieces. She'll spend the cash on that.
Yeah, Melchis in this case will draw his hand crossbow and he will hide in the bushes. To make the range attack first and then and go into melee.
Okay. So you hide in there. John probably should turn his light off. So should Gris.
Yep.
And you wait
Is it
and
safe
see.
to assume along the way we can heal up as well?
Whatever it takes a short rest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's 10-minute intervals, so I assume over the course of hours we can.
Oh right. Yeah. Just like no full night's rest, recovery of spells and whatever, but
No, just hit points and focus points and all that stuff.
yes. All right, so you hide. I'm gonna move Gris somewhere. Just it looks like Alejandro can't really move. So
The lightning curve.
so I moved you here.
I don't see my
Alejandro.
token or anything.
What do you see? Oh, you're on
The
Otari.
map of Otari. Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be able to move to the other one that's called Flume Fires.
Nope.
Oh,
There's only Otari, and
I
I'm
think
the only
I.
one there apparently. I'm gonna
Yep.
refresh.
I think. Oh, nope, you shouldn't have done that. I think I could have drawn you there. All right,
I
oh,
did.
wait a second.
Knee-jerk reaction. Sorry.
No worries.
Yep. By the way,
Maybe it
my
helped.
my other
Yes, I'm in Flume Fires
window,
now.
yeah, my other window came to work again, so I've switched to normal browser.
Good. All right, so I'm gonna move you in here, Alejandro.
Yes, thank you.
All right,
That
okay.
makes sense.
So, and you might want to heal Gris because you've all had enough time to use a couple of 10-minute intervals to rest. So I'm not exactly.
Yeah, you can.
how
Yeah, you
all
can
of
take
you
all
work.
this.
What was that?
I heal for 13.
Well, no, you heal for 28. Oh no, yes, for 13. Yes, sorry, I missed.
Yeah, that brings me to my max. Awesome. Thank you very much, Joe.
Yeah.
What's up with John? You tried a medicine check but failed. Is anybody else who can help him?
I just did. No.
Damn it, Jim! I'm a fighter, not a doctor.
Okay. All right. So you hunker down. You move into the underbrush and you set some trap, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait some more until it finally starts getting dark and darker
Just like the good old times, huh?
until people tell Gris to turn off her torch.
Turn that torch off.
Oh, right. Sorry. Wait, give me 1 second. It's very difficult to navigate on this very small screen.
And if an hour passes by, John's going to attempt to heal himself again? Okay.
How do I unequip my torch without discarding it?
I don't know. Probably. However,
If you right click on the token, there's a little torch button on the left side that you click.
I managed to zoom out, but like not in a good way.
oh, it worked.
Sorry,
No,
I'm having a lot of.
it's fine. It's working now. It seems like it's
I
off.
did that. Sorry, I still control the token. So, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, right click on the token, and then there's a little torch icon.
Okay. Thank you, Anthony, but I'm actually going to take that ownership away from you
Yeah.
just for to keep things.
I love this.
tight.
I can see where people are. Like, I can. It gives a little icon, so I know there's like something there, but I can't see it.
Yeah.
Is
All
that
right.
like is that like for hidden?
Yes, it is. It is the sound, I believe. Yeah.
It's detected. It's when a
Yes.
creature is detected but not revealed. I think something like that.
Oh, and you always detect your allies. Right. Anyway,
I think so.
that's very cool. All right. So you wait and you wait and you wait, and then I will finally need a perception check from everyone.
Can I have Gorgorka kind of circling overhead as well?
Sure. She can roll her, herself. Himself? Oh, themselves?
I hadn't thought about the vulture's gender.
All right, John, Melchis, that looks good.
Why can't I open my screen more? It's like stuck. Expand. There we go. Okay. Perception.
Oops, sorry.
That's Keen and for Gorgorka. Keen has low light, Gorgorka has low light and scent.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, does Gogorka have any way of communicating with you? Is it like that empathic communication or something
I
more?
was looking at this. I don't actually think Gorgorka can communicate with me until I give it speech as like an upgrade. But
I think
it's intel.
I think you do have empathic or whatever.
Oh, do I?
It can transmit to you just emotions.
Okay, that might be a general familiar rule then.
Yeah.
In that case, I just get a feeling of alarm from Gorgorka or something if there's a
Yeah,
problem.
well, what you sense is like first for quite some time, even after night falls, you just feel like this. Whenever you try to tune into that, you feel like tension. But then at some point, you feel like some rising excitement in her and or him or whatever, and it lands on. It comes down to land nearby, and kind of like nestles against you, looking over to the flume. John Melchis. I don't see a rule from Gris, but
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to fix my restitution.
but
Grace.
I just realized we've made a mistake. We've
But
put the
John
two
and-
Made a huge mistake.
we have.
John and Melchis, you notice like a tiny little bit of a shimmer in the distance, kind of like the light dancing between the trees on the far side of the flume, and a shadow every now and then crossing in front of it. So someone or something is coming near, is drawing near.
I can't roll initiative, it's grayed out.
There's no initiative right now.
It is just just perception.
It's just perception.
Oh, perception, sorry.
Yeah, because it's not nobody's here yet. Like I said, you just spotted that in the distance. This light that every now flickers between the trees. Gris, you don't even see it yet, but the others or the other two have seen it, and obviously Gorgoka is sensing something is coming. What do you do?
John is the one in the bushes with me.
Weapons
right?
drawn.
I think I will drink my Dracard mutagen.
You drink your mutagen, Dracard, all right.
John is going to step behind the tree trunk if he can figure out where the tree trunk is.
It's so dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just going to step back a bit and cast resist fire on himself.
Okay.
Hoping that the tree trunk will obscure the magical auras and all that.
Okay. That's a good point.
Yeah. Resist fire. How long does that take again?
It's 2 acts and it lasts 10 minutes.
Last 10 minutes. Do they look like they're within 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Then in that case, Keen will take the opportunity to quickly move up to. God, who else is? I mean, I guess Grizz is the one who's most likely to be in the front line. So to approach Grizz and kind of resist energy on her, and then try to get back into hiding.
It tackles.
Alejandro, you can pull. You see in the chat, there's the resist energy. There's a little.
So it says selected energy type?
Yeah,
Fire, I suppose, right?
fire. Yeah.
Hellhounds. Awesome, that's really cool.
And that's basically it. Don't expect any more help from me in this fight. That's all I've got.
You can
That's alright.
fight things.
Yeah.
Hey, any help is better than no help.
Yeah. Although I think at this point we actually can start casting light. Or
Give me a
wait.
second here.
Or we can wait when the beast actually illuminates the things for us.
Yeah, hopefully.
Sorry, there's something weird happening. I'll be there in a second.
Melchis, don't forget, you should still have the little bone fetish thing that Keen gave you that should give you a bonus to your first save.
Okay.
All right, you ready yourselves, and indeed, after some time, even the ones that missed it in the beginning, you see those dancing, flickering light shimmer come closer and closer, and at some point, by their hellish fire against the night sky, and leading them is a monstrous humanoid creature, looking, well, almost like a more ferocious goblin in some ways. Like it's medium sized. It is more muscular. It is very you know, thuggish, and it's kind of just like has a very grim expression on its face, and it leads these two hellhounds, clearly being in charge here, occasionally making sure that they stay in front of him, and he sends them forward and kind of yells at them. No, come on, do it. Just as I told you to. Come on. Now do it. Do it. And he's clearly having some trouble getting them to do whatever it is he wants them to do. And they move forward towards the flume. And at this point, I think they are going to make a perception check against Keen's stealth DC. What's your stealth DC?
Stealth DC?
I believe that's 10 plus your modifier.
Why Keen in particular?
Because she hit those caltrops.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Could I make an argument for survival, as she's like laying traps here?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Is that a use of the survival skill? I have
no idea.
It would make sense. I just because I want to learn the system, I'm curious. I'm just gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Don't want to bring things to a halt, but
No, that's fine.
I didn't think that setting traps would be an issue today, so. Survival.
That's why they're called traps. Because they
That's
ensnare
true.
you when you least expect them.
You don't really expect them. That's why they're.
Just like the Spanish Inquisition.
Conceal an object is stealth. I will say that. Survival is cover tracks, track, sense direction. I mean, one could maybe make an argument for cover tracks. Is what's happening, but I don't know. It's up to you.
Setting traps. Well, that's just that's from the Kingmaker thing. Okay. It looks like there's no hard and fast rule about it, so I'm just gonna let you do it.
I will say this for stealth. It says right in there, you can also conceal an object somewhere other than your person, such as among undergrowth or in a special compartment.
Yeah, that does seem like that's exactly what it is. Then yeah, let's go.
Okay, I'll make a stealth roll then.
It is
Oh
DC.
no, you just want my stealth DC.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe there are no post rolls. I may be corrected on that, but I think it's all about DC.
11 then.
Okay.
We should have done it.
It is dark, but they, of course, are their own light source, and they can ironically see in the dark, so let's see what happens. Perception is not even a thing here, it's just initiative, but there's no active encounter, so I can't roll their perception. Are you serious?
Should be able to roll their perception.
Yeah.
Well, they only have... They don't have it listed as... Oh, there it is. Okay, under senses, that makes sense. Unintended. Okay, that's this one. And then this one. Alright, so the two hellhounds go close to the flume. get closer and closer. And actually, one of them steps into the caltrope. So you have to tell me what happens in this case.
That's great because I did not actually read what a caltrop does.
And
From the
so
top
it
side,
steps
they-
into it, and it must succeed. First creature that moves into that square must succeed at a DC 14 acrobatics check. I would say that it doesn't get that check because it failed to see it. And then it takes 1d4 piercing damage and 1 bleed damage.
Bleed.
Okay, so it'll take. I rolled that privately. Can I make it Can I make it public? I guess I can't. So it's taking four points of damage from that. And it squeals. Also, it takes 1 bleed damage. Can I put it on there? Yes, nice. And it squeals. Yes?
Sorry, and if it's got the persistent bleed, it also has a 5-foot penalty to speed.
Okay. And the other one, like, sniffs out the caltrops in between the undergrowth, and it just kind of with its paw, it sort of like shoves it aside. When both of them start, and they lift their head and they start to take in the smells, and the giant goblin, well, it's no secret, bugbear, draws his sword, and when he spots what's happening there, he's like, "What the hell is going on here?" And he looks around too, and now I'll need all of your stealth DCs.
Well, actually,
Next
I
time,
think my
I'll
turn
just
will.
put the caltrops down. Noted.
Yeah, well,
Oops.
my stealth DC would have been actually 20, but that. Yeah, but I think that would have beaten that.
Let's see. Stealth, right? We want stealth checks, you said?
There want stealth DCs.
Yeah.
Oh, stealth DCs. 11.
Yes.
Well, actually, by this point, I was actually planning of breaking my stealth anyway, because once these guys come in closer within this range, Melchis was going to just step outside with like a loud exclamation, like everyone step into the light. This is Otari force, like, and he will point his crossbow at the bugbear.
Really?
Yes, I will be. Well, we were
Okay.
we were called to apprehend him, so I was going to do just that.
All right, you do that.
Yes, I do that.
And as he had been looking around, and you can see like in the light of the hellhound's fire, in the glow, you see his face turn into this like vicious grimace as he sees you or spots you, and he says, "You and your friends," and he points at the ones in the bushes here in the front, "have made your last mistake."
We'll count it as a distress arrest. Yeah.
And then he yells at the hounds, "Go cut them!" And now we can roll for initiative.
And we are all finished.
So I'm gonna let John roll his stealth for initiative because he actually is far enough away, I think.
What if he would like to use perception instead?
Oh, you can. I mean, obviously, then you're just gonna make your presence known, and you can use perception. I don't see why that shouldn't work.
Can I use my stealth?
You've been spotted, so.
Oh, okay. I will not then.
Nice try, though.
Well, actually, not. I guess I'm not actively stealthing into the encounter, but if somebody rolls perception and I roll stealth, if they've spotted me, then my stealth should be lower and I should go below them. But
I mean, that's kind of weird because it's before the encounter even started.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
you hid. I think you get to roll your stealth if you're sneaking up into the encounter. But this time it's the opposite. It's you're trying to hide and somebody else is starting the encounter. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I suppose. I guess I'm a little fuzzy on when would one actually roll to hide and use stealth versus when would somebody just be rolling against your stealth DC, you know?
I think it's the active person that rolls.
Yeah.
So if you're because you're not really actively hiding in that sense, but he was looking for you. So he rolled and it was your DC. If he was just idling around here and you were to sneak up on him, we would use his perception DC and your stealth check.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know if that actually makes sense, but yeah. All right, so everybody's in here. Yes, then we can begin the encounter. And Melchis, who's apparently now with the Otari police, gets to do the first move.
Yeah, you get into the character sometimes like that. So I take it the Luruk is not flat-footed against me because he spotted me. So I would like to try and make him flat-footed. So I will make the recall knowledge check against him for my first action.
Sorry, I was looking something up. What are you doing?
I was saying that I would like to make the bugbear flat-footed, so I want to make a recall knowledge about him. But
Okay, that would be society or any kind of lore for that. Anything
well, I
applies?
have society and lore underworld. It might apply, but they are both at +8, so I will use society.
All right. Well, let me tell you a thing or two about bugbears.
I
Is that what you
Prepare to be educated.
what you identify them as? Bugbears are monstrous goblinoids, so they are related to the goblins. But whereas most goblins, well, I guess most goblins are still evil, but there are plenty of goblins around these days that can live amongst the civilized society with more or less success. But bugbears are still like very brutal creatures that are just, you know, they have to assert their dominance. They're all about this sort of warrior or a bandit culture. They are nocturnal. They are hunters that like to hunt at night, and they are known to prefer weak and easily terrified humans.
That's me at absolute distress.
Exactly. So, what else do you know about them?
I have a question if this is a critical success or not. Because
27.
Yeah. If it is
It is.
critical, yeah,
It's
because if it
critical
is a critical success, then this guy would be flat-footed against me for entire minute, which would be very nice right now.
Okay. So you know something else about them, and I mean the mechanical benefit, of course, too. But you even know something that's kind of obscure, which is that these bugbears have actually been around the Isle of Kortos, so the island that Otari is on, since before the ancient forests were raised, and so they basically predate most of civilization on Isle of Kortos. Not the specific individuals, but as a race, as a species. What else? No, there's quite a lot to know about them. They make a unique alcohol called Bramble Sick Brandy, which is made from a bramble called Tomb Herald. It's nauseating to humans, but it enhances a bugbear's ability to hunt. And they worship various demon lords, particularly Lamashtu, Shax, and Andiri Kru.
Yeah, at this point I will shoot him in the face.
Okay. As you mentally outline the essay on bugbears that you're going to write as a different character. All right, range increment of 60 feet. Did it take that into? Oh, it doesn't have to be taken into account.
Yes.
That's a hit. So roll for damage.
Yes, and I think it does not account for sneak attack because that it wasn't flat-footed as a status. So I will
Roll it
roll
manually.
1d6 separately.
So that's another 5. All right, so it takes 6 and then 5. So it's yeah, it's a hulky creature. So he's, even though that's of course a very good attack, it's just a little injured because of that, and it gets struck by that and just good shot. I have to give you that, but I'm gonna cut you down, feeble human.
Yeah, as my final action, I will try to reload.
All right. Try to reload, you say? Is that?
Yeah, so just in case if this actually the guy actually runs and cuts me to ribbons.
Okay, is there any skill check involved for reloading, or is it just an action?
I think now I don't remember right now, but I think it is just an action to reload.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's see. It's athletics. It's actually pretty good. So it's going to just, in its arrogance, it's going to ignore the caltrops. Where's the check? Here it is. And it's gonna move 1, and then the first step. Oh, and it immediately fails. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Takes 1d4 points of damage from it, so that's 2. And it also takes the bleed damage. And a -5 to speed, you say?
No, unfortunately, he probably still reached me.
That already counted as 2. Then it does another one, which means another check. That's a success. And it's a critical success. Well, that doesn't really help anything. And another check. That's another success. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is now already in its second action as it continues to move with its second action, and it moves right up to you. It just kind of like, after you shoot at it, he just slowly walks over the caltrops. They dig into the flesh of its exposed feet, and you can see him wince for a second, but he doesn't want to let it show, and he just continues to walk over them as the caltrops like dig really deep. You can see that one of them is embedded in his foot, it bleeds, but he doesn't seem to care about it.
I can't actually see because I can't actually see that because he went out of the light of the hellhound.
Well, there's enough of light so that and he's basically right in front of you, and the area with the caltrops was lit well enough for you to see that. And it's but then he steps into the darkness, and you can smell him, you can feel him be really close to you, and then against the night sky and with the starlight you see his like monstrous head towering slightly over you, and he goes, big mistake, and he reaches out to grab you actually.
Let's have him try that.
Yeah. So he is going to make an athletics check. Oops, nope, that was the wrong way to do it. Here it is. That's a 21, and that's against your 42 DC.
Okay, well, my fortitude DC would be, well, it like athletics, it would be 16, so he...
So it's a regular success, which means you are now grabbed until the end of your next turn, unless you move. Oh no, your target is grabbed until the end of his next turn, unless he moves or you escape. So you're being grabbed right now, and that was the third action. So that's it. So he just walks up to you, says, "Big mistake," and pulls you. Well, you already kind of stepped out of the bush, but he pulls you all the way away from it and just really close to its face. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it gives him damage automatically.
That's
did it actually apply it to him?
not yet, but it automatically did that when I hit next turn. So how does the recovery check work? Does he get an automatic attempt with the bleed damage?
No, he has to actually attempt to do it.
That's an action. Yeah, he's ignoring.
Don't you get an automatic DC 15?
Can we
To
fact check
stop
that?
first tips?
In this, for caltrops in particular, it says spending an interact action to pluck the caltrops free reduces the DC. Oh, reduces the DC to stop the bleeding.
All right, let's just figure.
Creature takes damage from the caltrops. Enough caltrops are ruined that other creatures moving into the square are safe. So whatever squares he took damage from in the caltrops, they're no longer considered trapped. But I think Sam's right about the
persistent rules. You can take steps
to check after he takes the damage. And removing the caltrops makes the check easier.
Okay, what's happening here? All right, so he doesn't get an automatic check, is what I'm hearing.
He does. After he takes the damage, he gets a flat check, DC 15.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so he got
yeah. So he just he took the point of damage, and well, he didn't actually yet. Here we go. Now he took it, and yeah, just showing off his extreme hardiness. I do not see whatever is coming in Discord, so if you want to share anything with me, you have to.
No, it's nothing important. I accidentally logged in with.
Okay. It's just that I only have one screen now, so I'm focusing on this.
Yeah.
All right, Keen.
Yep.
Yes. So Keen is going to. He's too far away. I should have hid closer. She's going to advance towards him, and she's going to say,
As a matter of fact, it is you who have made the mistake, stumbling into my cunningly placed traps.
And she's going to advance up to here. She's not really sure if Gris has been spotted yet, so she's not going to get too close. But she's going to stand here, and she's going to Evil Eye the Bugbear.
All right.
Let me make sure. Do I actually need? Okay, I think I meet all of the conditions. I know where he is, so I can target him. Even though he's technically in darkness. Yeah, so she's gonna cast that on him.
All right, he's gonna try. Ooh, crit fail.
Yay.
Yes, he's frightened too. And I really wish I had a slot. I really wish I had something I could follow that up with right now, but
All right, so he growls, and Melchis, you get you feel like a little bit of hope rising as you sense just the tiniest tremble in that.
Yes. Melchis will try to affect a confident smile. Yeah.
I don't have a good third action. I'm going to use it to command Gorgorka and just have her take 2 actions to kind of fly over here and perch up on top of the thing for safety. The flume.
Okay, I think you need to elevate her to do that, because otherwise she'll be below the flume.
Oh really? It's got elevation mapped in?
Yeah.
Got it all.
How high? 20 feet?
Yep. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, 20 feet.
I think it's 20 exactly, yeah. All right, that was Keen's turn. The Hellhound. All right, so Well, he had already told him to get him, but they're not gonna mess with his prey, so it's just gonna awkwardly. Oh, right. So first of all, is it going to? I mean, it isn't a beast, and I think its own pain comes first. So it's gonna try to lick its wounds, which I would say gets the caltrop out. So that's what was it? 2 actions or 1 action to do that?
It's one interact action to remove the caltrops, which
Okay,
reduces the DC it'll take.
Okay, so it licks its paw and gets the caltrop out that way, and then moves on. So the first one is it already stepped into. Then we have another one which needs another check. See
I'm just gonna draw it. So.
that it makes successfully, and then another one, another success. So it makes it through this patch here, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 squares already moved. And it has plenty left. They're quite fast. They're actually terrifyingly fast as it continues to move 35 and gets all the way here. And then it is going to 15 feet, 15 foot. Okay.
Does it have 35 even with the speed reduction?
Then it takes its second action, you're right. And I'm going to because it did spot Gris, so this is how it comes charging up like it can't. At first, it licks its paw as it licks its paw as 1 action, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So it can go here. Let's see if it can still use its breath weapon to full effect. Gotta move this first. Can I somehow move it so that?
Depending on how it counts the template, I might be okay. Yes.
Yeah, I think you are okay. Yeah, so it's just gonna come, first it carefully steps over all the caltrops, and then it starts picking up speed and breathes a cone of fire. I will need a reflex save from Gris.
I think that's me. Reflex save. And I hope it takes into account my resist fire spell effect.
That'll happen once we roll the damage, but for now it's just a reflex save. So that is a success, and you can use the macro I put in the chat, and I would have told us the level of success, but it's a regular.
Oh, I did not see that. I was looking at my.
Right, it's a regular success, so you take half of this damage. It should automatically account for the resistance if you have it on your token.
So it's half of 15, or is 15 half of
There's
damage?
a button that says half, so you just click on that, and yeah, and it takes 7, but that should.
It already deducted it.
Did it do it? Because 7 is half. How much damage did you?
44. And now I'm in 37.
Yeah, which means you took the 7 points of damage, but it's fire damage, and you are protected from damage. Fire, so it didn't take that into account.
Ah, no, it did not.
Well, you can add back your 5 from resistance.
Yeah. Right. All right, so that was that round, and then it is John's turn. Oh, wait. Sorry. First, it takes its point of bleed damage, and then it does make its recovery check, which in this case, 7 is not enough, so it continues to bleed. Now it's John's turn.
Okay, John is going to cast. Nope, wrong button. He is going to cast light.
There is magic.
There we go. He casts light on himself. Okay, that's better. And he is going to move. He is going to move over here. That's his turn.
Okay. Gris.
Okay, so I can't really see very well because it's all zoomed out, so it's very tiny. But from what I gather, I'm kind of hiding in a bush. They are coming in from the south of me. And how far is the hellhound that spit fire at me?
5 feet.
I can see myself, and it's just super tiny.
You can
I
zoom?
cannot. I cannot.
Let us try.
Something is up with my.
Are you on a tablet or something?
Yeah.
And the two-finger thingy, two-finger pinch doesn't? Nah.
Yeah. It's not working. It worked for a second, but all it did was zoom out when I wanted to zoom in, and it just made it worse. And I've been constantly trying to revert it. Oh, wait, it zoomed in for a second, and then it.
You spin yourself now.
No, never mind. It's super
Spinning
annoying.
yourself.
Yeah, it's. But okay, so it's not too far from me. It's 5 feet away from me, right? If I can see correctly.
10.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's one empty square between you two.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. But that would mean that I can lunge it.
You can. Yes. You make a strike.
So I strike by lunging at it.
And if you target it, we can actually see the.
Oh, good thing that you told me that before.
Double right.
How do I target it?
Nope. Double right click.
Good thing.
Oh, are you on a touchpad? Looks like it worked. Yep, I think it worked now.
Did it work?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry for all the
No worries.
and lunging.
Wow, that's a solid hit. And roll for damage. 9 points of damage, of which it will take the full 9. All right.
And wait, no, I still have 2 more.
Right, yeah. So many actions.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just gonna keep at it with the penalty. Eesh.
That's a miss.
And in for a penny, in for a pound. It's dark, it's terrifying. I'm just swinging wildly.
And a crit miss.
Oh no.
All right, that was your turn, and then it's the other Hellhound's turn. The other one, he has detected the caltrops. He's just gonna move around them. 1, 2, 3. Well, it actually does keep track of that. Nope, no, move. 4, 5. 6, and it's going to breathe fire.
I hate to be that way. Didn't he just move 7 squares?
Yes, and it has a speed of 40.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't mind. I'm glad you're keeping track. But it didn't move through the caltrops, so it has a speed of still. All right, so everyone try the following reflex save. This one.
Reflex save.
John succeeds.
I'm just doing everything I can to try and stay out of the fire.
So does Gris. And
Hey.
he succeeds. Regular success. Right, this is the damage of which all of you take half, unless you have any ways to make that any easier on you. Okay, I forgot that I need to roll for the. Ooh, okay.
Do we take half the damage?
Yes.
Half, and take into account your resist, because again, it didn't count it. I checked for myself too, it It didn't apply.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that.
And how much do I get from resistance?
5.
Oh, it's only 1 damage.
Yeah. So only 1 point of damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really good to have that spell. Melchis, you're grabbed, which means you can try to escape. Let me check the condition again. You're held in place, so you're flat-footed and immobilized. You can attempt to manipulate action while grabbed. If you attempt to manipulate action while grabbed, you must succeed at a flat check. And you can, of course, try to escape, which is an action using athletics. No. Using your unarmed attack against the DC of the effect. You can attempt acrobatics or athletics instead of attack modifier if you want
Well,
to.
In that case, I will try to use acrobatics because I wanted to draw my sword and try to stab this guy, but I don't think I will make the check to to draw it. So I think I will try to make an escape action then.
And his DC is down by 2 because of the frightened condition.
That applies to DCs as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
All checks and DCs.
Oh yeah, that's already on his sheet. That's why it's lower. Okay. 19. Well, you exploit his slightly shaking hand, even though he still continues to try to put up a brave face here and an intimidating face. You can see the cracks in that facade, and you manage to wiggle yourself out of his tight grip.
Okay.
So you're no longer grabbed, immobilized, or whatever other negative condition that came from that.
I remove them then.
So, but that action, the escape action, just so you know, the escape action has the attack trait. So any attack you would make this turn would have a multiple attack penalty.
Okay. Well.
Oh wait a second, and it's a regular success. Did it say anything else? Because there is a crit success thing. You get free and remove the grabbed, immobilized, restrained, imposed. Okay. Oh, and the crit success would let you move 5 feet even as part of the action. That's pretty cool. All right, your turn. 2 more actions.
Yeah. I think I will do this thing. I still have my crossbow, but well, it is one-handed, so I can still keep it and draw my short sword. So I will do that. And I will try to stab this guy in the gut.
All right, that's a -5 to the attack because of the multiple
-4 because it's agile and yada.
All right.
And, this guy is still flat-footed against me. Can you please put the condition so the sneak attack triggers?
Yes.
Thank you. So it is attack penalty check. Let's go. Oh, that's good.
Whoa!
Nice.
Right, crit him.
Well done.
And it's the most pathetic damage I have ever seen on a crit, but this will do.
Okay, let me see. Apply double damage. So, but the sneak attack would not be doubled, right? So let's see.
I think it does in
Wait, I clicked normal damage instead of critical. Oh, never mind. Just apply the double damage.
Is it really just double damage then?
Deals double damage.
Okay, so so you so he came up to you. He was trying to really intimidate you. Of course, Keen Marrow took the wind out of his sails a little bit, but he had you in this tight grip, and you were just like grinning at him, elegantly lipping out of his grasp, drawing your short sword and bringing it up to score a critical success on him, which unfortunately didn't do that much damage, but I think turning the tables in this heroic fashion is a hero point.
Yay.
Yeah, and of course you totally undercut his entire like alpha warrior spiel here, as you
I think
burst his.
actually we actually haven't used our hero points yet, so we still are full on them.
I don't know. Don't they reset because you get one every session? Don't they? Don't they
I
just
think
last?
I think they completely reset every session.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that was your turn. He obviously incredibly annoyed by this, and he's just like, "You little." And then he grabs his longsword with both hands, like really making a really powerful overhand smash. Just goes, brings it down. You can still see that he's
We might
terrified.
want to take him out. We might want to take him alive and ask him who sent him. No? Or are we just gonna kill first, ask questions later?
Oh god.
All right.
Actually, no. Wait. I think I will just nimble dodge that one.
Okay. So that just gives you the needed +2. All right. So yeah, in his offended frustration, he just wildly swings at you with his longsword, all the while trying to keep turning, like not meeting Keen's gaze. He's clearly still very much frightened of her. And you just nimbly dodge all of his attacks, just causing him to become more and more enraged and annoyed. As he
Sometimes it's
makes
good to be a rogue.
frustrated grunts. Keen.
Okay. By the way, I don't know if it does it automatically, but at this point, when his turn ends, his frightened condition should go down to 1.
It did not do that automatically. Thank you.
So Keen is going to. God, I wish I had fear prepared. That'd be great right now. She's going to. First of all, use an focus point to cackle, so that she can keep the evil eye going on him without spending an action on it. And she is then going to cast another spell on him, saying,
You are a fool and your plan has fallen to pieces. It is our superior trap setting that has laid you low.
and she's going to try and draw ire from him.
Knowing it's to strike back, you'll deal 1d10 mental damage to the creature.
Damn.
So it's a regular success. The target takes half damage. So roll for damage. Yep. So it takes. Ooh, that's still very painful. Cause it to take a -1 status penalty to attack rolls. So that's the spell effect of the success, which goes in here. This is just so awesome. Cause it to take a -1 status penalty to attack rolls against creatures other than you. Well, that'll be interesting if that gets taken into account. I want to see that.
And then she's going to run away.
Oh. I do want to just because I want to know if it actually works that way. I'm just going to target you with an attack, and we'll see if it does. So
Actually, she's gonna run in the bushes. That's where she's gonna go.
Okay, so now it's 9. It says. So now that's 9, and if I target John, it's also 9. Okay, so it
It's not that smart.
What's that?
It's not that smart.
It's not that smart, and yeah, it's actually not putting the status penalty on it. It's just that it shows it so that you can keep track of it, and it counts the rounds, but it doesn't apply the modifier. That's good to know. Okay, that was that. 4 points, got the status. All right, yeah, so you definitely draw his eye. Even though he was trying to avoid your gaze, this time he like turns towards you. Just continues, you can see his blood is boiling with rage. That was your round?
That was my round.
Okay. Hellhounds. Let me see. That was this guy. Oops. Well, he had just breathed fire on you, and you can see him like sort of almost deflating, and then he goes, takes another deep breath, and just once again breathes fire on you. Let's do it. Here we go. And you should do this basic reflex save. That's a success. And where's Gris? Alejandro, are you?
1 second.
Okay.
Basic reflex. Oh no.
Yep. So you take 14 and then get 5 back because of the resist, and John takes half of that, and the resist applies.
9.
So that was the first action, which doesn't even have the attack trait, so it can use its second action to step forward, and the pack instinct sets in, and it's gonna attack Gris with a strike with its jaws. It's gonna try to bite you. Oh, it bites you. Oh, it bites you for 14. Are you good?
I managed to zoom in.
Yay.
Are you good? Is your alignment good?
I am good, yeah. Gris is good.
In this case, you take only 10 points of damage from this powerful bite, which is of course.
Wait, doesn't evil damage good creatures?
No, in this case, it's something that explicitly says that the evil image only affects that you're actually immune against the damage when you're good. And let me see, I seem to remember that it's not on the sheet here. But
That sounds like backwards.
Yeah, last encounter it was the other way around. Because Melchis wasn't as hurt when it turned out that he was not exactly good aligned. Maybe that was just a mistake, and I should be dead right now.
Where did I get that from? Maybe that's a beginner box thing? Is that possible? Let me check the actual PDF. Oh, no, you're right. It harms only good characters. You're absolutely right. But the fire damage doesn't affect you. So you take 12 points of damage. Sorry about that. Thank you, Sam, for pointing it out. To your disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right. That was the third action, and then that's the turn off the Hellhound. Awesome. Amount of stuff
And then
you can do.
Then
And
it rolls against the persistent.
yeah, it takes 1 point of damage, and then it rolls, and it succeeds. This is so fantastic, keeping track of the effects like that. John, your turn.
John is going to move over to flank this hellhound. He will attempt to intimidate it.
Intimidate the Hellhound.
Yes, because you see, John Smith, I was born in a forge, you fool.
Nice. Very nice. That is a successful intimidation attempt. This one?
The one that's flanked.
Yeah.
Which also happens to be the one that just tried to breathe fire.
Right.
And he will follow up with a strike. And
Yeah, you hear it yelp and kind of cower slightly, and you miss with your attack. Okay, that was your turn.
Yep.
And Gris.
All right, time for some payback. So I'm gonna do a snagging strike.
All right.
Targeted.
That's a hit. So you can roll for damage, and it is flat-footed.
It is flat-footed.
All right, that's some damage on top. Okay, it's badly injured.
Can I do another snagging strike, but against the other one?
I don't see why not. Yes.
Ooh.
But it might be worthwhile to do it against the same, not necessarily a snagging strike, just to because it's usually better to take one out instead of spreading the damage.
Yeah, see, that's the smart thing.
Okay. All right.
Just slap them all.
I got it. That's good. And that's the critical miss.
Oh no. Okay. Third act. So yeah, because at this point I'm just like wildly bashing at their legs, like trying to chop up any appendage that's in sight.
But yeah, it really looks just like a man.
Because I'm badly injured. Apparently, like blood running down your face messes with your accuracy. But at least one is badly injured and flat-footed.
And this hellhound, again, the pack tactics setting in, going to take a step down here.
Does that provoke?
It tries to circle John, so yes, it does. Right, you have a reaction to use.
I will attack of opportunity it.
All right.
Oh shit! I thought that would have done it.
If you target it, we'll see the result.
Yeah. Sorry, difficult to navigate this thing.
Oh, that's a hit. Roll for damage. Okay, so you hit it for 4 points of damage as it tries to slink away from you to jump John's back. So that was one action to get there.
Yeah, from John's point of view, he's just seeing like a bush with a sword sticking out, waving wildly, and occasionally hitting something.
I mean, at this point, the bush is pretty thoroughly burned.
Yeah, it's a bush. It's on fire, and so is Chris. But thanks to thanks to Keen Marrow's protection, not toast.
Yeah. So it comes up behind you, John, and then it tries to bite you twice, hitting you once for 9 points of damage, of which you take 8 apparently, because of the fire. Correct. Did it do it automatically now, or did you do it?
No, I had to apply by hand.
Okay. All right, that was the Hellhound's turn, and then it's Melchis.
Well, so I will. I think in the second edition, I don't have to finish him off, so I can just declare that if I reduce him to 0 hit points, that I don't kill the bugbear, right?
I think you have to take a non-lethal. You have to choose to make a non-lethal attack, which takes a penalty of -2, if I remember correctly.
Non-lethal
Let's
attack.
check.
You can make a non-lethal attack. Non-lethal, yeah, -2 circumstance
Yeah.
penalty.
Okay, I will try then to sneak attack this guy non-lethally.
It's a sucker punch, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, take
So
it
that
down.
would be and circumstantial bonus -2.
Yeah.
And that's a hit.
All right, for damage. So this is just a regular damage, but it is considered non-lethal trait. So if he gets to 0, he's just gonna pass out, right?
Yeah, and well, 1d6 of sneak attack.
Alright, so you knock him out.
Yay.
Light for the big bad bugbear. That was just one action, so you have 2 more.
Yeah. And this Hellhound very conveniently moved into flanking position with with John, so I can sneak attack that one now.
All right.
So I will stab it. Multiple
I
attack.
think the rest of the group starts to see why Melchis always sneaks into the bushes. That's just where he's at its best.
Indeed. And I missed. Well, but
It's a
I
miss.
will just keep on it.
Third action.
And I missed. Well, no.
All right. Passed out bugbear on the floor. I assume it just continues to be passed out. Keen.
Great. Keen is happy that she doesn't have to keep focusing the bugbear, so she's going to see if she's in range of this. Everything she does, I really need to think about this movement.
Always 5 feet away.
Stepping, yeah, the fact that it eats up one of my actions is just such a pain. Okay, she's going to... Yeah, she'll just evil eye it. So she's gonna step up 5 feet. And she's gonna evil eye. Sorry, let me target it and cast it. There we go.
Succeeds.
Damn.
Just has its back to you, I guess. That was
And
action
now
2.
I need something good to do with a third action. I really need a... I don't have a good combination.
Shoot it in the face.
Can she demoralize from range? I mean, he's already frightened, but I guess it would reset the timer on it at least.
Well, let's see. With a sudden shout, or a well-timed taunt, or cutting put down, you can shake an enemy's resolve. Choose a creature within 30 feet of you who you're aware of. Attempted intimidation check against that target's will DC. There it is.
So, yeah, she's gonna try it. And actually, if I can revise, can I revise that step to into a stride so she's a little closer?
Sure. And if the target does not understand the language you're speaking, or you're not speaking, you take a -4 circumstance penalty to the check. So that's pretty obvious that they don't speak unless you happen to speak. What is it? Infernal.
20. So she's gonna come over here. She Okay, so that puts her in range of everything.
Don't they share the universal language of the canines?
What do you mean, barking?
She does not understand
Peeing
infernal.
on trees?
I was gonna say, is there butt smelling involved now?
Hey, this is very reductive, okay?
Oh.
Not all canine.
No, yes, absolutely all canines smell butt. That is like a universal truth.
Keen is mildly offended by the banter as she tries to scare the hound by doing exactly what they're saying, snarling and yelling at him.
I thought you were gonna smell its butt.
Let's see here, intimidation.
Rita,
Sorry, you posted it for me. I didn't even see that.
So, oh, look at that. 23 is a success by 7, so that's awesome.
Also the -4, right?
Even with the -4, that's still enough. So it is a regular success, which means you. Oh, it's frightened 2 now? Is that how that works?
I don't think it stacks that way, but it does refresh it, I believe.
Does it or does it not? Because when I just pulled the frightened condition on it, it just increased it by 1. maybe you can find that out. Well, I just really have to briefly tell that story because it's
Yeah, sure.
surprisingly
That's
fitting.
that's what I learned. So
Frida was in the kitchen today, and the dog that lives with us, Hank, was smelling her butt, and she said, "It's okay, Hank, you can smell my butt." And our, our Google Smart Display comes on, and it's because it heard "Okay Google," and then it shows what it heard, and it says, "You can smell my butt." And it says, "I can't help you with that, but here are some suggestions." And then the suggestions were like, "Why does it smell so bad in here?" And how to get rid of this stink. Fantastic. All right. Did you find it already?
I'm still looking up the rule, but I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. So for now, it just continues to be demoralized, of course. Actually, it is important now because its turn is up. We'll see if a difference of one makes a difference. Yeah, pack tactics set in. Flanking John with its pack mate is going to strike you. And hits for 15, potentially reduced to 11 because of the fire. And second one is a miss, and then it moves over here. It's like trying to circle you.
Does that provoke?
No, it's a step. I don't think that provokes. And then it's John's turn.
John is going to raise his shield, and then I guess he will target this hand with a strike, miss it, and then attempt again and miss again.
All right, you just flail at the hellhound unsuccessfully. Gris.
All right. So I'm gonna focus on this one.
Hey, thank you, Anthony. That's surprisingly annoying.
Is
'Cause
it
that's-
still flat-footed or not anymore?
It is until, what was it, until the end of your next turn, I believe, was what it said. Where's the snagging?
So I'm
Until
gonna
the-
do snagging strike anyway, because I still.
Yeah, but it's until the start of your next turn, so I'm going to remove the flat-footed for this attack.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do snagging strike again because I have a free hand, and why not?
Sure. Ooh, and that's a critical hit. Roll critical damage.
Nice.
That is a devastating blow that instantly, like, just cleaves the hellhound into two smoldering pieces that quickly start to glow like embers and dissolve into ash.
Brilliant. So badly damaged. I drag my sword, cutting a path through the grass, blood dripping from my armor, and will use my final attack on this one, which is a half-assed attempt of a snagging strike because I'm damaged and the effort is too much.
And and you can see like it's getting hard for you to even lift your sword properly, and you swing and you miss.
Yeah, blood, exhaustion.
The hellhound is smart enough to know, I think, that it's being flanked, at least instinctively. His packmate is dead. It's a fiendish creature. It's not gonna back down. It has nowhere to go, and it's gonna take a step over here and attack John with a strike and a second strike. Both of those hit. So it's 15, and then it's, ooh, wow, those are some painful bites.
first one and then the second one, and John goes down.
Ooh, John goes down. It just tears you down. Goes as canines do. And then it's Melchis' turn.
Well, in this case, Melchis will probably swear something very uncivilized, point his crossbow that he's still holding in his hand, and take a shot at the Hellhound.
Okay. It's a miss.
After which he will drop it, which would take a free action. I will move, hopefully to flank it later with Gris, and I will try to stab it.
Okay, stab it. That's a hit. Two points of damage.
Two damage.
Yeah, that's without sneak attack. There's not a lot left. Okay, he's still passed out. Keen, you see John go down. First time I think that happened.
Yeah. Keen just keeps focusing on the enemies, and she's just gonna try to pour as much magic as she can into slowing them down so the others can do their thing. So she's just gonna stand put, gonna glare from the edge of the firelight from the hellhound, and her eyes are glinting as she evil eyes him. And
And it tries to save. It succeeds, so it's unaffected.
these rolls, though, these rolls. That's okay. She's got one more. She is standing there, she kind of reaches into the folds of her wrap, her cloak, and she pulls out this little, looks like an animal skull, that has the cranium has been split open, and she kind of takes that and she like pokes her fingers through the hole in the cranium and wiggles them at the hellhound in a very strange little display as she casts ill omen on him.
Ooh, this struck with misfortune which throws them off balance. Okay. All right, so you wiggle that at the hellhound, and it just kind of like tilts its head, not fully aware or understanding what it is you're doing, but on some level you sense that it is being severely freaked out by this ominous display. So the first time during the duration that target rolls an attack roll or skill check, it must roll twice, so disadvantage. Okay, got it. All right. So that was your turn.
That's my turn.
John, you're on the ground.
Yes, stabilize, which is...
Is that, do I misremember that? But wasn't there something about moving in the initiative when you go down, or was that start?
Yes. You go just before the creature that downed you. You're right.
Okay, so that was the other hellhound. So Griz's turn comes first.
That allows you to get a full turn where people can stabilize you before you have to start making saves.
Right, exactly, yeah. Gris.
Okay. To be honest, I move here.
Gris is just, you can always rely on Gris to make the right move.
What? Was that not the right move?
Well, John is on the ground, unconscious. Melchis is offering a flank.
You could step over the unconscious.
Well, that just seems rude, but actually, yeah, but because then I wouldn't be able to.
And it gives all of us
staggered strike.
It gives all of us the opportunity to use the new skill, which is hovering over a token and hitting the Z key to.
On a tablet, I guess it's gonna be difficult for him to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a Surface, so it's technically not a tablet, but I'm having tablet issues.
Ah,
But yeah, let's not push it. I've just managed to zoom in and out, so let's not try our luck.
You were working on it. Green.
Megan's trick.
Okay, let me know next time because there is a module that makes it a lot easier to interact with using a touchscreen. Oh, all right. So that is a hit, so you can roll for damage.
Boom, and it is flat-footed.
So, oh, because it's a snagging strike. Okay, so it takes the 9 points of damage and it is flat-footed until your next turn. That was just the second action. You have one left.
Yep. I guess we can like zoom. What's gonna happen?
That's another hit.
Oh,
Nice.
look at that.
Ooh, and another powerful swing. It takes the damage, but it's not yet dead. It's badly injured, but ferociously hanging.
Picking up my strength and standing up protectively over John. I swing and actually swinging carefully, trying to avoid hitting my friend.
Right,
Hey, who would have thought?
as you drag the sword across the ground, you don't want to accidentally slice John.
Yeah. This time I
his-
actually aimed.
Yeah, his turn, John.
I'm trying to find where do I roll. Oh, okay, I think I see it.
Can you walk us through it? Because I'm actually not.
I think it
entirely-
actually will roll for you.
So there's basically you have to when you go down to dying 1 condition, and you have to make a flat check versus DC 10 plus the dying condition, so DC 11 in this case. But the button to roll it is grayed out for me. I don't know.
I don't think you have the dying condition on you, do you?
Yeah, you don't
Maybe
have to.
It's an actual condition that should be applied to your token.
Okay, so why did it not do that? Can I do this? No, then you just okay,
I'll
I'll
check the list here. Do I see dying? Oh, there is dying. Okay. Okay. Now the screen went black. So I guess that now I am dying. Okay. Now. Okay. Now I am on the dying track. I have dying 1, and I can roll the recovery check.
oh, so it even takes away your sight and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and I failed, so I am going to dying 2.
Oh, and when do you die? But dying 4.
4. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The Hellhound is like keeps darting forward to get to its prey that it considers, his. But as you said, Alejandro, Gris is protectively standing watch, so it just kind of tries to get to John regardless. It's gonna attack.
My blade.
Trying to strike you from here.
Oh,
That's not with misfortune, though, is it?
oh, it's gonna roll twice and take the
It
worst
has
one.
to roll twice.
God, are you kidding me?
No, come on. That is mathematically impossible.
So which one do you want me to? Damn.
Come
Oh,
on.
this is bad. And it just
Is that 32 damage?
that is 32. Well, it's 29 because you still have your resistance active. But it
Good enough.
tears into Gris. It kind of like melts whatever like chainmail on your arm, and it digs down. You can hear the bone crunch, and Gris screams in pain before collapsing. I guess, right? Is she gonna fall unconscious? Yeah, she is. And the Hellhound is well with this second action. Oof. Oh, this is just too many options. Well, it knows that it's being threatened by Melchis, and it's gonna defend its reward here. So it's gonna turn around and attack Melchis once. Is it just one attack, or continue to have disadvantage?
No, it's just because it didn't critically fail. It's just the first attack roll.
Okay, all right. Wow, that's oh horrible. Double 20. Okay. So it turns around, it just snaps at you, Mel, because you easily dodge the attacks, but you get like the message. It's like you're not gonna get my food,
Mhm.
kind of.
However, it is still flat-footed until Gris's turn, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, actually,
Yes. Finish it.
So it can still be targeted with my sneak attack. So let's go.
Uh, That's actually brilliant. I love that.
Strike one.
Yes.
Sneak attack.
takes that damage, and it's still growling, but you can see black ichor dripping from its jaws as you
Strike
strike it
two.
one more time.
Yes.
No.
3 points? Will that be enough? You know how many hit points it has?
No, I don't.
3.
Apparently it is. Yay.
So it's like really with its last energy, it tries to snap at you, but you use the opportunity to bring the short sword up, and you thrust it into its jaw and twist it, and as you do so, the hellhound kind of erupts into sparks and ash and flame as it disappears.
And at this point, we will have to tend to both John and Gris immediately.
Well, we'll do it
Yeah.
turn by turn. So you still have a third action.
Yeah, then I will. Well, I will just step towards them. That's about it.
Okay, and then it's Keen.
That's,
There's a
Keen
pile of
is-
yeah, what is disturbing is that initiative didn't end. So
Yeah, Keen is gonna rush over here, and she is.
Oh, and it was a crit that killed Gris, so she's dying too.
Yep.
Oh no.
What does it take to administer a potion? Is it just one action? Like one to draw it out and one to.
Yeah, one to pull out, one to administer.
Okay. Then that's what she's going to do. She's not going to mess around. She is trained in medicine, but she sees the severity of the wound, and she's going to try to decide if she likes Gris or John better.
Well, Gris is on top.
Yeah, it's a weird.
She did resist fire on Gris, so I think she's feeling personally responsible for Gris at the moment. She'll administer a healing potion to Gris first. This one, can I put it in chat? Oh, use. No, if I use it, it'll. Yeah, there we go. I don't think I didn't. No, okay, yeah, I didn't heal myself, so Gris can take that healing.
All right.
And that automatically ends the dying condition, right? Once
Yep.
they have.
That,
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Just take
and 6 points of heal.
Yeah.
You should click the heal button, and then it should automatically get rid of your dying and turn it into wounded, I think.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you manually heal yourself, or did you click the heal button?
No, I clicked. Well, I manually healed myself. Then I went back to 0 and clicked heal. I'm still in the dying 2 condition.
Yeah, so we're gonna get rid of this. I'm sure that it should have been.
It's cool though that when you're dying, everything turns black. Now I'm.
Yeah.
Now I see stuff.
I guess you were still prone, but it doesn't really matter. So, but you are wounded, so you should take the wounded. Oops, I accidentally paused the game. We'll get to that. So you should be wounded 2.
I think wounded just goes up by 1 when you recover. It doesn't take.
Oh, I see.
What does wounded mean?
Like next time you go dying, you immediately go to 1 level more severe.
Oh, so if it happens 3 times, then kaput.
it will be bad. Yes.
Well, if the next time you come back, you would have wounded 2. So then the next time you go down, you would immediately start at dying 3, or a crit would immediately kill you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
However,
All right. So you're wounded. You're still prone. But I forgot I took that off your token. Put it back on it. Come on. Prone. Gris.
Basically, you really don't want to go down when you're already wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think
Especially
that.
if you.
Yeah. John. It's your turn, so you can maybe stabilize on your own if you're lucky.
Wait, so
No.
you're saying I shouldn't head like
You have
rush
hero point.
into battle?
I think you did everything correctly. This was fun. Gris, your turn. You come to. You're still prone on the ground. You feel like something poking in your back. You turn around. You see that it's John bleeding out on the ground. Melchis and Keen, frantic.
Yes. Like
I mean, first of all, I stepped to the side, so I'm not standing in
please roll
frame
over.
anymore.
Still on the ground. Crawl over there. You roll over.
Yeah, I roll over like. Yeah, and next action is to stand up.
All right.
And so, Lubok, or what's his name, is unconscious, right?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one less problem to deal with. How do I feel about medicine? I have +1. I do not think I can be of help in this.
So what do you?
Yeah, so I will. Can I restrain Lubok somehow?
So you move over there and do you have a rope or something with you?
I'm checking my inventory.
Yeah, I do see a rope in your inventory. So you move over there, you get out the rope, that's your turn.
Yep.
And then it's Melchis.
Well, and this time I start treating wounds with well, my battle medicine.
Okay.
Not kill him.
Of course, I will use my risky surgery. But what do you mean? So, battle medicine. You can patch up yourself or just tell even in combat. Make a check. 3 to the 10. I will not pick a higher DC just to be sure. So treat wounds. DC 15.
Success!
Yes.
Healing 9 points.
There we go.
And there John comes to, saved by his new friends. Still fairly new. All right. Whew. Deep breath.
That was
That was
scary.
close.
That was close. That was close. I mean, the hell out the first time was already pretty challenging, but I thought the bugbear would give you trouble. I didn't think that it would go this way. Okay, yeah, so Gris, you tie up the bugbear with the rope that you have with you.
I am not gentle or considerate.
Oh.
Just to specify, I am not following the Miranda protocols or whatever it's called.
All right. So as you do that, then he'll probably come to just from being like manhandled like that, and the rope giving him rope burns and cutting into his skin and flesh, and he goes.
I mean, I'm not being needlessly cruel. I'm just not being nice.
Right. But it's enough to bring him.
As Gris is doing that, John is actually going to cast the 3-action version of heal, which will include the bugbear once he's tied up, and that's not a great roll. So everybody gets that much damage, that much healing back.
Okay.
And,
So
like, I wouldn't be doing it rough enough to like leave rope burns and those kind of things. Like, just not being nice, but not actually like damaging the prisoner, an unarmed fallen adversary. Like, that's just not polite.
Okay. Yeah. So he gets healed a little bit. Not sure if he would actually really notice that. But he comes to and he grunts. He goes, what? Untie me, you human scum!
Oh, okay. Well, since you asked so politely, let me cut off these ropes.
Yeah, you better, or I'll eat your brain and suck the marrow from your bones.
Would that be before or after you cook me? And how would you be doing the preparations?
Are you toying with me, woman? Making fun of me?
Are bugbears capable of sarcasm? Melchis, are bugbears capable of sarcasm?
Nobody's ever survived to find out.
Yeah, we will have to. Yeah, we will have to find this out ourselves by testing it.
Yeah, he just continues to growl and glare at you. And
Looks like not.
Now, you were tasked with a very simple job of sabotaging the woodworking operations here. You want me to untie you? Happy to do so, just tell us who hired you. We would like to ask, we would like to talk to your boss about upcoming business opportunities.
so it sounds like you're trying to stay friendly with him.
No. Yeah, I'm not even like bluffing. Like it's obviously like.
Okay. So you're not trying to intimidate him or anything. You're just trying to be like, well, we got you fair and square. We will let you go if you tell us, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Although I am intimidating him because, I'm holding a sword and he's tied up. Actually, no, I'm trying to be nice. I'm being funny, I'm being sarcastic, I'm being diplomatic. Like, I'll let you go. Tell me who you're doing it.
All right. Anybody want to help with that?
Yeah, sure, why not? Can I though? I mean, well, I'm trained in intimidation, but I'm not sure I will get 20.
Yeah,
I will try to
Keen
help.
just watching.
So, is Gris doing diplomacy?
Yep.
Are we doing diplomacy or intimidation?
Oh, I was trying to be nice.
Oh, I can't help with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, neither can Keen. She's just
Right.
standing there with her arms
You
crossed.
try to be nice, but he just spits at you.
I mean, that's on me. Like, I should have expected it, trying to be nice to a bugbear. But, I try to see the best in everyone.
He spits at you and he's like, I'd rather die than be free at the mercy of a puny human.
Well,
I mean, have you seen Friends? I mean, have you seen Kid Show? I'm sure she'd be more than happy to oblige. Is that what you really want?
Keen looks down and she's like,
Oh, no. I will not give him a clean death. Gorgorka will pluck out his eyes and he can wander this world blind.
I just shrug and go like, yeah, see?
You want to intimidate? That's Keen.
I'm not amazing at it, but I can try.
I mean, I guess I'm helping intimidate by kind of setting up the whole good cop, bad cop routine. How does assisting work here?
you
have to-
beat the C20.
You would have to do an intimidation check yourself.
And Melchis will do that, by the way. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually really hard to help people unless you're really good at it. Oh, actually, Gris is very good at it.
I mean, we're giving him an option.
Oh, look at that.
And hyena.
It's
And
a
I mean,
22.
yeah. So Gris just kind of nonchalantly points out these,
Sorry, 21, I think.
all of your friends and like. I mean, if you hadn't listened to the words, you probably wouldn't have noticed how she switched from diplomacy to intimidation. But it's quite obvious that this is definitely a threat.
Everyone wants to kill you. I want to keep you alive. Work with me.
Right. And Keen is just terrifying, like especially with the magical light from emanating from John, just kind of lighting up her features in an almost fiendish way herself. and like her little growl, and then the vulture sitting in the bushes, just kind of already pecking at the bugbear's feet. He just like once he turns towards Keen, he just kind of like shrivels up a little bit, and he goes, "Get away, you freak! You, what are you even?" And the experience of the evil eye comes back. You dirty witch! Get away from me! Oh, this is not worth messing with a witch over. I should have known that. I didn't have trusted those dwarves. I'll tell you who sent me here. I'll tell you what the mission was. Just cut me loose, and I'll tell you everything.
Tell us first, then we'll see about cutting you loose. But we won't kill you. Not out kill you right away.
How about this? I'll tell you who sent me here. I'll tell you what I was supposed to do, and I don't tell you where to find him until you cut me loose.
My turn to turn my companions.
John shrugs.
Keen shrugs and she says,
Yes. Melchis also shrugs.
Not survive and attempt to escape.
I mean, it's obvious he's gonna attempt to escape.
Yes, but he will not get very far with 4 of us.
Okay, quick sidebar. If we're not gonna kill it, like regardless of if he gave us this information or not, what are we gonna do with this creature? Is there like a police station we can turn him into or something? If we're not just gonna leave him tied up.
I'm pretty sure Otari does have a city guard.
Otari has a prison. It's usually just has like, minor petty criminals in it, but it does have a jail.
"Oh, Keen was just gonna let him go if he gave us the information, but."
I mean, Melchis is like. Melchis is more or less fine with just, killing him here and there, even after we promised to let him go, but he will not force his opinions on us.
Right? Like, just a bugbear try to get by in this gig economy. All right. I mean, sure.
All right.
I mean, don't.
So you
just because Keen was gonna do a thing doesn't mean that we have to do it. That was her mindset. Is like, oh well, we said we made this agreement. Like he tells us we released him, and that's just what she's thinking. She's not thinking about like the law or anything like that.
I mean, I say we were gonna cut him free, not that we're gonna let him go.
Well, that's up to Gris. Keen will be just satisfied if we get the information.
All right, let's get the information first, and then we'll figure out like, the details.
So we have a deal. It growls.
Okay, I will cut your bonds. You tell us what we need to know.
I think the deal was that he tells us some things without getting his bonds. Right?
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Friendship here has a point.
Yeah,
Down
point.
payment.
Exactly. So his offer was that he'll tell you who it was, and he'll tell you where to find him after you cut him loose. So that's the deal you're taking? Guess no, maybe.
So wait. So he'll tell us.
He said he's
and if we cut him free, he'll tell us where they are. Actually, he'll take us. I will counteroffer. You will take us to where they are, and then you can go free.
All right, he says. Billy backed into a corner here.
Mm-hmm. Can't run very far.
All right, so that's the deal you're offering, and you're honest. That's an honest offer, or are you bluffing him?
No, that's honest offer.
Okay, all right. So he says, Okay, so here goes. There are a couple of dwarves. They're called the Leadbuster lads. I think that's their name. Leadbuster clan or whatever else dwarven names mean. They hired me. They wanted me to wreck the flume. One of those dwarves gave me those two. And he looks around for him. I guess he disposed of them. They weren't really that much help anyway. It was supposed to make my job easier. Well, didn't really work. Anyway, don't know why they wanted me to do this. Would clearly hurt the town. No idea why they would want that. All right, that's it. That's all I have to, all I got. So cut me loose, and I'll tell you where to find them.
No, you'll take us to where they are.
All right, I'll take you.
And the farm outside of town attacked by hellhounds. Why would you do this?
I don't have anything to do with that. Maybe it was the dwarves themselves. Maybe they set one of those things loose. I have no idea.
Can she perception that? She's trying to see if he's...
Sure, you can do a sense motive. Use of the perception skill.
Yeah, it's perception.
No, you think that's honest. He probably was hired for this specific job.
Very well, proceed.
Right? And he gets up and he turns towards Gris with his, with his tied up hands in his back, waiting for you to cut him loose.
I do not cut him loose. I untie it because I'm taking that rope back.
Oh, okay.
I don't get why they always cut those things. It's like, dude, like, you know how hard rope is to come by?
Okay, alright. And then we're gonna roll initiative.
Really?
Well, for a specific reason. So everyone here can roll perception. It's the sense motive use of perception. So if you have any bonus specifically to sense motive thing, you could apply it here because he's gonna use his, what is it, deception skill?
Should I use the result of the perception I just rolled?
Sure. No. That was a different thing because this is a different kind of bluff that he's about to try. So can I just roll an ability? Yes, I can. So I'm gonna roll. I'm assuming deception goes with charisma if it's not trained or anything. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is for is it just perception or perception for initiative?
It is sense motive for initiative, which uses the perception skill for initiative.
Okay.
So he gets 14. Okay, that was John. There's I don't have Melchis in here. I don't have Gris in here.
Yeah, I rolled a 10.
But did you roll it as
we rolled. Yeah, okay.
But I can do it. It's fine.
Sorry about that. Perception for initiative.
Okay, so as Gris unties him, Melchis, you and John, both of you actually, notice like a twitch, like he's about to bolt. Melchis.
I stab him. Yeah, Melchis stabs him.
Okay. Stab him. Oh, he's no longer prone.
Yeah, didn't target him. Sorry.
Okay, 17 is a hit, so you can roll for damage. He takes that damage, and it doesn't kill him. Are they still flat-footed until they act for the first round? Do we know that?
No, that's only that's for rogues. Rogues have that ability.
And I don't think I actually have that one yet.
Oh, it's a particular sort of talent that you need to pick for that to apply.
Wait a second.
I think that's a universal
Wait,
role thing.
use bring into combat faster than force can react in first round of combat if I roll deception or stealth on initiative. So
Okay, that wouldn't be the case here. Okay, that's cool. All right, so that was him. Then John, he tries to bolt. Melchis stabs him. He's still, about to.
Okay. John is going to attempt something. I'm going to double check the skills here. Let's see. Okay, John is going to attempt to trip him
Oh, okay.
and fail.
Oh, John.
hero point, hero point.
Hero point.
Sure, hero point.
Oh, also, actually, Melchis, of course, had 2 more actions. I mean,
Well, I think I will let others try to. Although his turn is gonna be next, so. Nah, he's surrounded. What possibly can go wrong?
is there such a thing as a surprise round still?
I
don't think so.
Not
Yeah,
really
so
anymore.
Yeah, so
It's
you,
the fact that you use different kinds of checks for initiative, I think, is supposed to account for that. Because if your stealth rolls higher than their perception, you're going before them. If this deception check he made goes higher than he goes before us, so I think that kind of is supposed to account for.
yeah, that's for the element of surprise. But what I don't like is that it automatically gives you the 3 actions. This is supposed to be this like momentary thing where you just get this
Oh,
one
that.
thing to do. So that's why for this particular scene, it doesn't make sense for me to give you 3 actions.
There's
But
I'll read. There's a ruling on surprise attacks. I'll read up on that while.
cool. Okay. So the trip action means that you try to knock a creature to the ground, attempting an athletics check against his reflex DC. His reflex DC is 18, which means you succeed, and he falls and lands prone. Yeah, that's just it. You can just do that. There's no. That seems so easy.
Well, I think the detail is that you need a free hand. Yes, you do need to have a free hand, but given that John fell unconscious, I think he no longer has his shield strapped, so that's why he attempted that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you knock him prone. What do you want to do with your other 2 actions?
I think he can ready with 2 actions. He will ready 1 attack.
Okay.
Should he try to run away? Yes.
Okay. All right. So he's going to indeed get up and try to run away.
That's so
triggers
mean.
That super provokes, right?
Yes. Well, no, but only from John because you get your actions at the beginning of your turn, so you don't have a reaction yet.
Oh.
Come on.
That's because you're late in the initiative, so you don't have a reaction to do an attack of opportunity. But John,
A warrior is never late or never early.
Well.
17 is a hit. Roll for damage.
And that is lethal.
All right, and he takes that damage, and as he gets up, he just kind of tries to shove John out of the way. And John, for a second there, it looks like John is actually giving way, but he just uses the momentum to swing his warhammer around and hit it in the back of the bugbear. You hear a bad cracking sound as it breaks the bugbear's spine, and he topples to the ground, dead. Cue the credits.
What was the name of the dwarves again? The lumbering.
Leadbuster lads.
Legbuster
It's
lessons.
written down somewhere in the chat.
Yeah. Well, we've got a clue to go on.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. That was fun. That